Well, I'm going to try to do this split double door for the sheep wagon this week. The bottom door is about 27 inches and the top door is about 35, and they overlap about a ½ inch where they intersect. So they have kind of a unique joint work, have a blind mortise and tenon, and we'll see if we can't get this done. So when I'm cutting out short pieces like this, I do like to sort through my scraps, what I call my scraps, but they're too big to throw away. So I've got a little room off to the side that I kind of store these in, and I sort through those, and I can find enough to do these door frames. So I have my rabbet joints for my door stop on my frames, and now I have my frames for the door itself planed down where we are going to fit within this rabbet joint. So all around the frame I should be able to cut another rabbet with a back stop that is 3/4 inch deep, and since these are 1 inch thick, I can leave a stop of about 1/4 inch. And then I've got to do this blind mortise and get this mortise and tenon joint to fit together. And then where the window sets in on the upper half of this top door, I'm going to have to set back another rabbet joint to accommodate for this window. Well, this will give me my continuous stop between the top and the sides. When this is mortised into this side frame, this will actually sit here so we're flush on top. Then from this top edge down, we want to come 14 inches. I'm going to inset another 1/4 inch for the window. On the original door, this rabbet for the window stopped right here at this face, so it had a sharp corner and then would have come down like so. Well, when I cut the mortise into here, it doesn't go clear out the end. It's a fairly short mortise, and it's a blind mortise. then this tenon would come out about so. Well, it adds a little more shoulder with this piece here. I also noticed on the old frame that this corner had broken out. So, I don't know, maybe I'll do it the same way. That's how it was. The advantage of doing it just how it was would be that when I cut this top joint for the tenon, then all 4 cross frames, which would be 8 tenons, would all have the same setting. So that might be the advantage of that. So the width of these tenons is 1 3/4 inches. looks like maybe I've done a little miscalculations in the width of my door frame. Remember on the old door there were some cross panels for the lower section of this top door? I didn't measure those. I had a couple pretty good cross sections of the width of these side frames, and they came in at 3 1/4. So that's what I went with. The inside width of my frame was 19 1/2, and I'm at 19 3/8. I want that just a fuzz shy. It's almost 19 7/16. Hope it's not too close. Well, I went and picked out these old panels that were in the door. This is the one with the handle. I think that went like so. This is the outside of the door. They seem to be a 1/2 inch narrow on these. These would have gone in, I think, about like so. And then this cross frame here with the handle. Well, these measure 13 inches, and the inside width of my door is 13 1/2. So I made these at 3 1/4. Possibly they should have been 3 1/2. But I'm not going to start over at this point. So as much as I would like to have used these, I didn't measure those. Like I said, I was going from the outside in, not the inside out. The bottom door is completely gone anyway, except for the side frame, and I need new panels on that. If there's any consolation in this, this allows me to put both panels in both doors to where they'll be the same. I think it'll look better that way. Is that the power of positive thinking, or just convincing myself of my mistake wasn't that bad? Anyway, this part here with the handle evidently is jointed into these two side frames of the top door as well. It wasn't a fancy joint. It looks like it was just doweled together. So that cross frame needs to go right in this transition from the window to the lower panels. And it was doweled. I think I'm going to biscuit joint. I need to have it the same width of these frames. I'll put in this 1/4 inch shelf so it'll be continuity around the window. I do intend to glue these mortise and tenon joints, so I'm glad I haven't done it yet. This cross frame needs to go right in here. This will be a solid panel, and this will be the window. So I've got the center divider in here pretty tight. I just need to take and relieve this so it'll set down flush with the side frames. And that'll allow this to drop down to where we're flush. So this is going to give my backstop all the way around for the lower panel and also for the window. And my thoughts were I'd like to put a biscuit joint in here instead of those dowels. And that's going to be just really close. So almost exactly the same width as my cross frame here. If that'll work, I'm going to go ahead and glue this whole thing up. Well, that's the top half of the door. I still need to make a window frame, and again, I think this is a hinged window. The bottom section will fit up underneath, and I'll do that next. I'll put my old aging stain on here and try to blend it in. Pretty complicated door for such a simple old sheep wagon. Anyway, appreciate you following along. Thanks for watching.